Next, on our ways to get around London are the famous red double-decker buses and black cabs of London. These are known the world over. Everybody knows about London double-decker buses. This is actually a pretty good way to get around if you're looking to save money. It's really slow, however, it's a lot cheaper than the London Underground. A bus pass, which can also be put on this Oyster card, is only £3 and 10 pence for a whole day, as opposed to £6.30 or £5.30 for the Underground system. That's significantly cheaper. However, it'll take you a long time to get to wherever you want to go. It is kind of complicated to navigate if you're going kind of far or whatever, if you have to switch buses, because the map for the bus system is not as clear as the Underground map, which we saw before. However, it is a pretty cheap way, and the bus system most buses run almost 24 hours a day. Some buses shut down at about midnight, but there are a lot of buses that run all day and all night. And then we have, of course, the black cabs. It's a really efficient way. It's a taxi system, but it's very expensive. It's a metered cab, and it'll get you where you're going. However, be ready to pay. They start out at £2. That's the initial charge. Can't go any lower than that. And then they go in 50 pence increments for every half mile that you go. And then, of course, we have our bicycles. This is actually a new, just a new initiative that's been that started about three to 4 weeks ago in London. These are rental bicycles that are available all around the city. They're still building new bike stands, and all you need is a valid credit or debit card. You swipe your card and you get a bicycle, and you can cycle around London for a fee. They started out at $5, but I think they're supposed to go down as they get more popular. And then when you're done for the day, you just return your bicycle to a location. It doesn't matter where, as long as there's a bike stand, and they are all over the city. So for people like Josh here, who I know loves to cycle, he actually came out here today with his bike. That's a really efficient way, and it'll help you stay fit, beat all the London traffic, and it's pretty cheap for a whole day, you know. And then, of course, we've got our mopeds and scooters. Tons of people in London use those. I don't know if I would recommend those for a visitor, because they're just, of course, it's motorized, and London traffic is crazy. But if you're confident, and if you think you could handle it, think you're up for it, then go for it. They're available for rent as well. All the car rental companies rent scooters as well, and they're really, really efficient on fuel. Then, of course, you can rent a car or buy a car if you're going to be in London for a while. And what I have to warn you about, though, is they drive on the other side of the road over there, so be really, really careful. They have keep left signs all over the place, so you shouldn't have a problem with that. But the traffic is really, really bad in parts of London, and there is an £8 congestion charge just to enter the city of London per day. So if you can avoid downtown, like central London, you'd be a lot better off. If you have a rental car, I recommend just driving on the outskirts, and they do have some park and ride areas where you can park your car and hop on a train or hop on a bus if you want to go into the city. But I don't recommend driving in central London with it, because you have to pay the congestion charge, which is £8, plus parking and for your fuel. And fuel in London is £1 and 29 pence per litre, and 4 litres make 1 gallon. So £1 29 pence is approximately like $2.50. So you multiply that by 4, you're spending about between $8 to $10 for 1 gallon of fuel. So you might not want to do that unless you have, some really important business to take care of.